Hi, everybody. Welcome back for another edition of Litter Media Live. This is for May the 28th, which is, are we on Wednesday already?
Yes.
I guess because
we had Monday off.
Monday was a holiday that kind of throws everything off. If you're new to this program, we give you a little bit of weather, some beneficial news that you can use about our region, not just the Chillicothe community where we're based out of, but surrounding counties, as well as sports, and we always wrap it up with this date in history. I noticed that Kevin Costner, the actor, has asked the president, Department of Education, to make history more of a priority in the schools, because he says history is not being taught enough. Well, we're doing our part every day.
Right.
And maybe adding a little humor to it.
Because if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it.
I've heard that somewhere, yes. Here's the weather for today. We believe that we'll see the end of the rain, at least for a day or two. Looking for some showers to linger in the mid-afternoon, and then maybe some clearing later today. Some sunshine mixed with clouds on Thursday. Highs back in the low to mid-70s. And then with the possibility of rain coming back on Friday, the temperatures drop again, back down into the 60s for a high. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's making news today in our area, all ahead on Litter Media Live. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. You know, we talk about, the service they offer. We talk about the residential or business contracts that they fulfill. But we also need to talk about the area that they cover. They're not only throughout the Scioto Valley, but up into central Ohio, all the way down into the Ohio River, to our west, over in the Dayton area, to the east. Whatever you need as far as your community, give them a call. See if they'll come out into those particular areas. But they've stretched out to multiple counties throughout central and southern Ohio. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com. Let's take a look at the news that's beneficial to our area, beneficial news that you can use. And we hope that you'll always bookmark our website, littermedia.com, so that the first thing you check on when you're looking at news in our community. The Washington Courthouse City Schools Big Blue Bus Grab-and-Go meal schedule has been announced for the summer. In fact, that's going on now through later this summer. Eligible participants include children age 18 and under or persons 19 and over who are mentally or physically disabled and participating in a public or private non-profit school program for the mentally or physically disabled. I believe this kind of got its start during COVID, and a lot of schools had already been doing like a summer meal schedule for underprivileged kids in the community, and I thought, hey, we've got this big blue bus. Why don't we use it for that?
Yeah.
I've seen it out and about on a number of occasions when driving through. Washington Courthouse. But more details can be found on our website, story@littermedia.com. Fluor-BWXT STEAM and Trades scholarship programs have been awarded $26,000 to 15 graduating seniors in Pike, Scioto, Ross, and Jackson counties this year. Among those, more than 100 students pursuing a college degree in science-related careers applied for the STEAM scholarship. Chillicothe High School's Shania Foraker and Unioto School's Grace McBee were awarded the FBP STEAM scholarship. Carson Henneberger, in these photos as they're coming across, you'll see these kids that we're talking about. Carson is from Huntington High School. He got the FBP Trade Scholarship. Waverly High School's Kylie Newland, Western High School's Cameron Janes, and Eastern High School's Aubrey Nolan and Zane Runyon were among this year's 11 STEAM scholarship recipients. Eastern's Riley McCoy was presented one of 4 FBP Trade scholarships. Congratulations.
Free bicycle helmets will be available at the Pike County Health Department's Summer Safe Health and Safety Fair. They have partner-led with the Ohio AAP through their Put a Lid on It program, and this is this Friday, May 30th, 1 to 3 in the Waverly Downtown Gym parking lot. The Pick a Flex bus, that's Pickaway County Community Action, has opened for extended hours, or will, starting on June 2nd. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see their route right here. Mm-hmm.
Our road report, go ahead. I'm sorry. Forgot we did get that loaded after all. This week's Markings in History is on First Baptist Church, I believe, is it?
Yeah.
I'm blocked out with the camera.
It is
out there.
The First Baptist Church in Chillicothe, Ohio, which was part of the Underground Railroad back in the day, and has a lot of history to it that you and Kevin Coleman talked about.
Yeah, these come out each week, and it's not a permanent feature, but it's something that we've been doing for the last several weeks, and I believe we've got several more to go through the month of June. So keep checking those out when they are made available to you. Our road report stays in Ross County. A resurfacing project on US 35 between the Jackson County line and Vigo Road. This project is set to begin June 2nd, at least one lane of traffic maintained through fall. Now, you might remember what we told you yesterday. If you're watching this now live through noon, or if you're watching this later and you wonder what in the world was going on 35 with traffic backed up on Bridge Street, as we told you yesterday, they as part of their construction project, they took down the traffic signals there near the 35 off-ramp from 9 a.m. until noon today. And when I came through this morning, I just stayed on the bypass and went around to East Main Street because traffic was to get off the 35 ramp on Bridge Street was backed up past the Scioto River Bridge heading west. And then when I looked down Bridge Street to the south, traffic was in a standstill all the way into town. So up until about noontime, until they get those traffic lights turned back on, it's a mess. They are directing traffic in place of the traffic lights. So if you're in it now, that's what's going on. If you're watching this program later and you wonder, what in the world was, you missed our announcement yesterday warning you, beware of this huge delay out in the Bridge Street area this morning. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on what's happening in high school tournament softball and baseball from last night and coming up today. All of that ahead on Litter Media Live. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, your go-to guys for cleanups around the house or in your business or out on the farm. The big orange dumpsters can be brought out. You can have it for a day, week, whatever you need. Carl will arrange that. You can give him a call at 253-8389 for a free estimate. And if the price is right, they might even help load some of this stuff. But in all cases, when you load the dumpster, they'll take it away. Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
All right, let's jump into the sports world. High school tournament action from last night. Baseball Division I. District Semi, Lancaster saw their season come to a close. They lost to Hilliard Darby by a score of 6-4. The Gales had a 20-plus win season, but came up just a bit short last night. In Division III district semis, Jackson, Chillicothe got out to a 2-0 start. But then Jackson scores 11 unanswered runs. Big day for Gavin Jones, who was the FAC Player of the Year. He not only got the pitching victory for Jackson, but he also had 4 RBIs, including a home run. Circleville throttled Athens 13-3 in 5 innings. So Circleville plays Jackson today. I believe that is a 4:30 game time over at Ohio University. Miami Trace beat Sheridan 14-4. Now, Miami Trace has to await the East District winner between Tri-Valley and Dover. That game was 0-0 yesterday when it was suspended by rain. They'll finish it up today. So Trace awaits that winner, and I think they will play tomorrow for their district championship. D4 district semis in baseball. Uniota beat New Lexington in 5-11 zip. Westfall over Logan Elm 7-2. Uniota and Westfall will meet tomorrow at 4:30 at Ohio University, and Litter Media Radio will broadcast that game live. D5 district semi, Lynchburg Clay, great team this year. They shut out Piketon 6-0. Portsmouth over Northwest 10-0. And in the Central District for Division 5, Fredericktown and Amanda, Freddies were up 2-0 when that game was suspended. They'll finish it up today. Chillicothe Paints opened the season on the road last night, and it was a successful outing, beating Johnstown by a score of 9-4. I believe I saw that 2-game set in Johnstown is wrapping up not only today, but they're starting the game at 11 a.m.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure why they would play that early, but that was what I saw on the schedule from yesterday.
Interesting. Reds got a big win last night. So they're 2-0 over the Royals right now.
Yep.
This is their 5th straight game with more than 6 runs.
But remember, they lost a couple of those games,
right?
13-6 or something like that.
Weird thing to brag about when you lose a bunch of those games.
Yeah.
The Guardians didn't have any more luck last night against the Dodgers than they did the night before. They lost 9-5.
Let me run down the schedule of what's on tap for today. You don't have an image on this. In high school softball, they are in their regional semifinals. Division 1, Lancaster plays Olentangy. Division 2, Taze Valley, Dublin, Scioto. Division 3, Bloom Carroll, Hartley. Division 4, this is over at Philo. That's way, way over there below Zanesville. Hillsboro, Morgan, and Logan Elm, Meadowbrook. Division 5, regional semis, Wheelersburg, Piketon, Wellston, Tuscarawas Valley, and Liberty Union and Miami East. These are teams that are in our area. Division 6, Portsmouth West, Colgrove. Division 7, Portsmouth, Notre Dame, Connaughton Valley, Sims Valley, Newark Catholic. In baseball, Division 2 District Championship today, Taze Valley, Dublin, Scioto. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
That was the softball matchup in the regionals today. Division 3 district final, Circleville, Jackson. That game, as we told you earlier, is at Ohio University. Division 5 district semi, Zane Trace, Minford, Ironton, South Point, Valley, Fairland, and Wheelersburg, Wellston. In Division 6 district semi, Fairfield Christian and West Jefferson. All of those matchups are on our Litter Media scoreboard, which we'll have results for later tonight. When we come back, we'll have a bit of history and a bit of humor with our images of what this day brings.
And I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah, from 1937. Our resident artist, Dan Ramey, is out today again, so I'm left with the artwork. That's coming up next on Litter Media Live.
First, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Going on right now is Hometown Motors Incorporated's spring sales event while supplies last. They have new riding tractors starting at $1699.99, new zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99, new walk-behind starting at $399.99, new chainsaws starting at $279.99, blowers starting at $199.99, and new trimmers starting at $229.99. Hurry in to get the best selection because with prices like this, they're not going to last much longer. Hometown Motors Incorporated, your store for the outdoors.
All right. This date in history. Yesterday, we fascinated everyone with a rendering of the Chrysler Building. By the way, CBS featured that same this date in history yesterday evening, only they had pictures of the building being constructed. And then the spire, which made it the tallest and probably one of the more unique-looking spires for skyscrapers in New York City. Yeah. Empire State Building is very recognizable, but the Chrysler Building, when you see it, you know what it is too. So today, we bring you 1937, Germany's Nazi-run government forms a new state-owned automobile company, then known as Volkswagen Werk, or in English, the People's Car Company. And I probably didn't do a very good job on the windshield because it should probably be more slanted than that.
What's this box right here?
Well, that's the door.
Okay.
That's the door.
Okay.
Yeah. My parents had a Volkswagen when I was young. I'm trying to remember. It was a Beetle. We had a Beetle, and I think that's a four door vehicle. They call them the Bug
right
now. But I only had room for one door. And by the way, that was a person driving, and that's the steering wheel that they're holding.
With one hand. Yeah. They got the other one flung behind them.
Yeah, they're waving or reaching back to get a kid, simmer down in the back seat.
Is that your handwriting?
Yes.
It looks like you had Amelia write this or something.
Actually, with Dan not here, maybe we should contract with Amelia to do our artwork.
By the way, when the show wrapped up yesterday, Dan sent us a drawing of the Chrysler Building.
Yeah, where was that before? And it was a doggone good drawing.
And he said, I thought about sending this, but I wanted to see what you'd come up with.
Yeah, so he must have got a chuckle because he didn't send us anything on the Volkswagen today either. But his rendering of the Chrysler building was very good.
It was a lot better than the one we had.
I mean, I knew exactly what it was. Should we show this again? If I'd have left the gargoyles off of it, it probably would have passed muster. But that's what made people think it looked like something else. Anyway, that's the thing that's going to wrap it up for us today on Litter Media Live. Tomorrow, I think Dan's back with us, so we'll be back with this daily program somewhere around 11 o'clock on Litter Media Live. For Aaron Glandon, this is Mike Smith saying have a good day, everybody.